Renzo Bazzoni joins us here at Bahrain Broadcast House. We love old Bahrain, and here we're back. The Bahrain Endurance 13 gang is once again at the front of everything. And joining me today is, or joining us, I should say today, is Renzo Bazzoni. I call him T-Bone because he's a man who likes a bit of meat every now and again, and he does enjoy his food. T-Bone, how are you?
Hey. MG, mate. Thanks for joining me on Facebook Live today. No,
He's
just kidding.
fly.
I was on before you.
Oh.
No, it's great to be on. I'm leading into Neutral Ground Ironman New Zealand in about 8 days time. So next Saturday down in Tokyo, and really looking forward to seeing what happens down there. It's a good for me. It's a good way to kick off the season, see where things are at.
Do you have nightmares about Cameron Brown? I think he's won it a few times. He's won it a few times, hasn't he?
Yeah, Brownie's won 11 or 12 times down there. He's he's definitely got the formula right. And last year at the ripe old age of 43, he actually broke his course record, or actually Bevan Doherty's course record. Wow. So he's not getting slower, but he seems to have a pretty good dial on how to race down in Tokyo, and there's also a few Europeans coming down, so we'll see what happens. But finally got an Ironman win under my belt from Ironman WA at the end of last year, and got a little bit of confidence, and I guess I just to be able to race an Ironman in my comfort zone the whole way, I can not have to worry about altering my race plan to adapt to other people. I could just it's given me a lot of confidence in my race strategy.
Bike courses are always tough in New Zealand. Road surfaces are very rough. You're looking to consolidate on that bike and maybe trying to establish a lead, or what are you looking to do race day?
Yeah, so looking at the start list, there's a pretty decent bunch of guys. It's never just Cameron you have to worry about. Marco Albert from Estonia is coming down. He's a really good swimmer. Marino van Honecker. He's not a bad athlete. He's playing the start line. Along with a bunch of other guys, also Clayton Patel, fellow Australian.
I love them Australians.
All Australians. All going well. I'd like to get a bit of a gap in the swim with some of those quicker swimmers. I think my swimming's going okay at the moment. On the bike, if I can slowly work and get a good lead like I did at Ironman WA, that just takes a bit of pressure off on the run and allows you to start the run, that marathon, more in control. But like you said, it's a hell of a tough bike course. There's over 1,000 vertical meters of climbing through the bike. The chip seal is horrible. It seems to get thicker and thicker every year, and it just slows you down, and it just makes you feel that little bit more uncomfortable on the road. And I think that's what Cameron's got really dialed in, because he's in New Zealand most of the year training on these roads, where as I get overseas for the winter down here and train on the good roads up in America or in Europe, where you can go for an easy ride and it actually feels easy, unlike here on the thick chip seal. It's always work.
Mate, what was the prep program? How long for this one? 7, 10, 12 weeks? What we were looking at?
Yeah, so I got back to Ironman WA and then Bahrain 70.3 in December. Came back, had 3 weeks pretty much off, just light exercise every day. And basically the start of the year got into training. So, yeah, daddy stuff, catching up on being a good dad and a good husband.
Okay. A good husband. I like that part. That's nice. That's
nice. It's about a 9-week run into Ironman from the beginning of the year, which I think is a good kind of a good block. It's not too long where you lose motivation and get stale, and it's not too short where you can't actually get on top of some of those good workouts.
What's the weather like for a race day, roughly prediction, mate? What are you looking at? A warm day, cool days? What bit of a lottery?
A bit of a lottery, and it moves, like the weather down here moves quite quickly. So you could have the forecast and that could change real quick. Usually we get the prevailing wind is a headwind on the way home, so usually picks up to about 15-20 knots on the way back each lap. So on that second lap coming back into town really slows things down, especially when your legs are feeling tired. And you can the run is usually getting warm by that stage of the humidity's up here in New Zealand. So it's just slowly creeping up, but nothing like the conditions we have to battle over in Hawaii.
Yeah, well, we've seen that that took Macca a long time to get right, in the sense of his problems was nutrition and being able to keep the body hydrated properly, and all the mineral content. Is that most probably the success that you've now found, you hope, and this has been the key that you've unlocked, or the lock that you've unlocked, I should say?
Yeah, I hope it is. I mean, over in Hawaii this year, I really struggled with bloating, and I went through a lot of testing back here after the race to try to get to the bottom of what was causing it. And I think we're pretty certain that it was basically too much sodium going into my body, causing my body not to process the water. And so back that off for Ironman WA, and things seem to be good. So doing Ironman New Zealand, the conditions aren't quite as hot, but it'll be a good test over that longer duration, just to see, like, with that stress on my body, if it reacts the same way. And that's, I mean, just to get to the bottom of that is really important for me when it comes to further down my career, like being competitive at the Ironman World Championships in Hawaii.
Well, you're speaking of that. You're 60. I think you're about 68 kilos, aren't you? Race weight.
Yeah, between 68.5 and 69.5.
Okay, and that's sort of ideal for you now. Yeah, don't want too much of that Nutri-Grain. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep away from that stuff. But Terenzo, four times junior world champion, one time senior 70.3 world champ. You're 31 years of age. You still feel like you've got some big mountains to climb?
Yeah. Hey, if I'd done if I had achieved everything I wanted to achieve in my career, it would hardly be motivating to keep going, and you need to be motivated to be at the top of your game. So I got big aspirations. I want to get to the top of the podium in Hawaii, and after having a good Ironman race at the end of last year and breaking 8 hours, I know that I'm capable of performing over the distance. Now I just need to get it right on that day on the Big Island. That's of course my big goal. And hey, I love dominating. I love being competitive at races of different distances and different levels throughout the year. And I'm looking forward to seeing what I can put together this year.
You've been doing some training with Jan Frodeno last season. And this also, I think, is this helped a little bit and given you a little bit of knowledge that maybe you didn't possess, and also the challenge of going out every day, you two guys belting each other up, would obviously increase the pace?
I got to say, especially at this stage in my career, the most important thing for me at the moment is having good people to train with. I've been doing the sport for a long time, and while I still look really young, I'm one of the old boys now. I've been around the block.
Handsome, you're saying you're handsome. Are you saying you're handsome?
Oh, is that what I said?
Yeah.
Not in as many words though, MG. But it's
Girona, you've been training. Go on, sorry.
Yeah.
Go.
Having people to get out the door with every day and motivate you and tell stories is great. I mean, I this year was had a big block in Girona with Jan Frodeno and Nick Castellane, and that was every day was a lot of fun getting out. We'd stick it to each other every day, but it puts that more pressure on you to recover and get ready for the next workout, because you never want to be the guy at the back hanging off the back, swimming, biking, and running every day. You want to be up there, and you're not racing, but you want to be contributing to the group environment. And I had the same ride, we'll call it, when I was training with Macca leading into his Kona preparation for a couple of years there in 2009 and 2010, and that was a lot of fun. Like it's hard work, but when you have someone who you like to spend time with out there sharing in the hard work, it makes it a lot more fun and enjoyable.
Speaking of Kona, would you consider doing a short block in Kona where you would possibly go there, and we used that for Chris to great success, was to go there, familiarise yourself, put yourself over the course in broken segments and so forth. Would you look to doing that this year or not?
Well, the only problem was when I did it with Chris, he's like, yeah, come over, we'll do a 6-week training block in Kona. And so I'd get there all ready to spend 6 weeks. He'd spend 2 or 3 weeks there with me, and then he'd take off to LA and get out of the heat and humidity and leave me stranded on the island. So
sorry about
I don't
that,
know if
mate.
you guys knew you were doing that before the fact, or what the deal was. No, I definitely think there's benefit in being on the island and getting that good block of training. Just being used to riding in that wind and on that highway. It's funny because like you train on certain roads every day, and those training rides become shorter as soon as you go to a different environment or like try a different loop. It feels like that loop takes so much longer. So if you're riding on that Queen K highway day in day out, after a month or so, it kind of feels. I mean, Kauai High just feels just down the road. It's not 60 kilometers away. It's just down the road, the end of the highway.
Yeah, it's torture out there. I did some training sessions this year out there, and it really is. It's another world. You feel like you're on another planet when you're out there on that highway. Very, very tough.
Especially when you're struggling, when you run.
Don't you say anything about me riding back on that bike that time with you and Macca in the car, and you left me out there at 60 kilometre hour headwinds and drove home.
Oh, we checked. We said, "Are you okay?" You said, "Yep." So we go in. Okay, no problem.
Bye.
But you never left us hanging out there. You were. I mean, there were a couple. You would always follow us in the car when we had those long, hard rides, and make sure we had water and didn't have to stop for too long. And I remember once I jumped in the back of the car, and there was another time. I mean, there was a terrible headwind on the way back from Kauai High back to Kona, so we just you open the boot of the car, and Mac and I just jumped in and. What headwind are you guys talking about? This is what it must feel like to be Norman Stadler.
But you do. It's amazing, and you've touched on something that is very critical for Kona, and that is to achieve in Kona. There's a lot of people in the background, or some very close personal people in the background that support you all the way to get to that point. You know, you do have to have a network around you to try and achieve on that island, especially.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, on that island in particular, but achieving, especially in a sport like triathlon, where there's so much on the line, and there's so many small things that make a big that add up and make a big difference. You have to have a good team, people you can trust and bounce ideas off, and just believe in what you're doing.
Even race days, the same thing. You're getting different information from different people. Over enthusiastic supporters telling you it's 3 minutes. Other people telling you it's 10 minutes. Some people telling you you're making ground. Some people telling you you're looking good. It starts to become a bit of a mismatch when you're out there. You really don't know what's going on some of the times, do you?
Yeah, no, that actually brings back memories. When I first started doing the ITU stuff, and I think I was racing as a junior, you'd have some of the European guys, like the top contenders, their coach and manager, and all of them would be spread out along the course with their walkie-talkie radios, and that was pretty crack up. But you don't see that so much with the long course stuff. So you tend not to take the words of just random people. You rely on checking your own watch when someone runs past you and counting how long it takes to get to the turnaround. But MG, if you yelled a split at me, I'd believe it.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy.
If you told me I was looking good, I'd believe that
too. Hasn't worked in the past, but mate, next weekend we can't wish you luck, because I don't like that word luck. I think we'll wish you great talent on the day. Talent's where it comes to, mate. And I know you've worked very, very hard. It took you a long time to grab that first Ironman win, and we all hope that you've now unlocked the Davy Crockett's chest and understood how to work this nutrition and how to get the most out of your body. Because as a competitor, mate, you try every time you hit that start line. I'll give you this, mate. You give 100% on every training session. You give 100% every time you face the starter's gun. And I've been around this damn sport for 30 years, you know, and over 30 years. And to watch you go out there, mate, I think a lot of us used to have those doubts. And a lot of us were very proud when you finally popped through last year for it. Looking at this course, do you have a time in the head that you're looking at, roughly an overall time that you're sort of like focused on, or have an idea in your head of what time you're looking at?
I'm a sub-8 hour guy now.
Ooh.
No. that's the thing. You're with this course down in Taupo. Last year was actually a really fast year. There wasn't much wind on the bike, and the bike times were some of the quickest that we've had on that course. So the winds can make a big difference. They can swing you 10 to 15 minutes each way on that bike time. The run, for me on the swim, I'm looking around that 46-minute mark, somewhere in that vicinity, plus minus 30 seconds. On the bike, I think if there's a little bit of wind, you're probably mid to high 430s, so 435, 437. And then putting together a strong marathon. It's an undulating course. But yeah, as long as you get off the bike with a little bit in the tank and a decent amount in the tank and your legs are still there, I think my fastest run down here is.
I'm writing all this down. Guys.
I can see.
There's a lot of things you've got to answer to.
2:38. There we go.
2:38. Look out, Patrick.
2:48. 2:48. There we go.
2:48. Just added 10 minutes to it.
Listening. I was just checking you were listening, MG.
Dear, always listen, mate. You know that. But look, I think that's about. I think you've got to go and prep the baby now, don't you? You've got to go and do some baby duties.
No, I've gotten rid of the baby. It's date night for me and Kelly tonight.
There you go.
But Kelly's heavily pregnant, so she's got about 7 weeks to go until the next baby pops out, which we're really excited for.
Hello.
But yeah, I guess leading into the next week, taper week next week, so just keep the body turning over. Got my longest ride tomorrow, so I get 3 hours and a little bit of race pace stuff, but not much at all. Most of the work's done now, so just keep the body turning over. Active most days. I'll probably have 1 day off the bike and 1 or 2 days off running leading into the race, and probably same with swimming, one day out of the pool leading into the race. So Saturday down in Taupo, Ironman New Zealand. Tune in and check it out.
All right, buddy. Well, you got to go do your stuff. I'm just about to saddle up now and head out with the boss. The boss and I and a few others are going riding. We got a nice 3-hour session on the bike out here, and pretty good weather actually. So we're pretty happy here. But Terenzo, we wish you all the best next week, and hopefully number 2 in the bag.
Thanks, MG, and regards to His Highness Sheikh Nasser. I hope you guys have a good ride.
Thanks, buddy.
See you guys. Yeah.
Bahrain Endurance 13 says goodbye, good luck, and keep training strong. Very good. We're still on air.
Yeah.
I'm going. I've got to go. See ya.
Yeah. Bye. CMG.